What up, though, y'all? It's Chris, broadcasting from the D, and it's a slightly cooler but feel good day nonetheless here in the Motor City, getting them 10,000 steps in. Let's go. We got to talk about a guy in Chicago, man. He was off on Facebook Live. Kevin Watts is his name. He had a nickname of Tug. Now, this is a really tragic story all the way around because somebody dug up a post that he made a little while ago where he almost was robbed of his chain, because that's ultimately what the guys who offed him took. He was at a gas station or a store before, and he ended up in a situation where he was nearly robbed for his chain. Fortunately, he got out of it. But I think that, unfortunately, was a sign. Y'all wondering what that is? It's this truck here. Let me show y'all. So in a lot of Detroit neighborhoods, especially when there's kids, they've got these speed humps to make sure that people can't just go rushing through the streets. I absolutely hate them, but I get it, so I don't complain about them. But they're not fun to roll over. Anyway, as I was saying, that was like a telltale sign that bro really should have started moving a bit more cautiously when it came to him having that chain on. He's 42 years old, so he's in my age range. So I'm very empathetic of this, man, because he had kids. How did this happen? Okay, he's sitting in his car. From what I've seen based on the map, he's sitting in his car doing a Facebook live stream. He's in an area, and this is no disrespect to my folks out there in Chi-Town, but he's in the area. I'm sorry, I got to keep it a buck with y'all. The area did not look very safe. It did not look like the type of area where you should be sitting in your car for 20 plus minutes just being oblivious to your surroundings, talking about stuff that really not that important. Like, for real. I watched the whole video, and this isn't me speaking ill of the dead. I'm just laying out context here for y'all. I watched the whole video. Much of what bro was talking about was a whole lot of nothing, man. He talking about some hospitality at like some bar or some club or something like that. This is just not stuff that's really that important to be sitting outside going on a rant for Facebook Live, totally exposed, you slipping like that. It's just not that important, man. So he's sitting out there, he got his chain on. I don't know what the valuation of the chain is. I seen somebody say it valued between, because I'm not an expert, you guys know I don't really wear jewelry. I seen a few people say that the chain looked like at most it was valued in between 3 and 4 G's. Listen, man, you can have it. He going on a rant. He just really feeling himself, just talking. And whoever it is that ran up on him, they must have had guns already drawn. The internet is saying that it was 2 people. He goes into defensive poses. So that I'm assuming that when they run up on him, they had guns drawn already. He asked, "What's up?" They trying to get him for his chain. He basically says, "Hell no," right? Basically that's what he says. He ends up out of the car, and you can hear 2 gunshots, and then bro doesn't return back to it. As I said, this is really unfortunate because it's senseless violence. Chicago has a real problem with this. Every weekend we hearing, and none of what I'm saying is to down Chi-Town, because I got a feeling that it's going to be some people from Chi-Town that's going to come to this video and they're going to take offense because they think that here I am, a guy from Detroit, dumping on them, and I'm not. Us here in Detroit, we always rock with Chicago. Even during them, Bulls versus the Pistons, years, we still saw Chicago as a sister city. Many of us from Detroit would take that 4-hour drive on 94 to go to Chi-Town for the weekend. So this isn't coming from a place of hate. This is just coming from somebody who over those years, or years since then, has watched Chicago devolve a great deal. And it's largely been due to leadership. You guys vote in these people that are very soft on crime and stuff like this happen. Just people, they just not scared anymore. They out here doing they dirt, bareface in broad daylight. They just not scared anymore. So, I mean, it is what it is. I'm a bit surprised that a guy my age would be slipping that tough in broad daylight in an area that's not so safe, wearing some fancy glasses on. You know, he had some sort of designer glasses. They was pretty cool. He had the chain. The chain was dope. I liked it. People was talking about, you know, oh, that small ass chain or whatever. I like the chain, but again, I'm not no expert when it comes to this stuff, so maybe my opinion really don't count all that much when it comes to that sort of stuff, because I'm just not, you know, I don't know what's hot and what's not. So whatever, if that's what Unc like, that's what he like, you know. But be safe out there, y'all. If you live in an area that's not really all that safe, never forget that you are in an area that's not that safe. If you got ops, act like you got some ops. You know, if just this whole being out here flashy with jewelry, I'm gonna tell y'all this about me, man. I have no jewelry, but if I did have some jewelry, I wouldn't be out here in the streets wearing it. Even though I'm usually in very safe neighborhoods, I still wouldn't be out here. Like, what? I'm out here getting 10,000 steps in. What reason do I have to wear some fancy watch or rings or some chain? That don't do me no good. I'm just going to sweat and it's just going to make me uncomfortable. The most quote unquote flashy accessory that I have on me is my watch. They can have it. I'm not about to lose my life over some $800 watch, man. They could freaking have it. I mean, honestly, the watch got a tracker in it anyway, so any of y'all that have ever owned an Apple Watch, you know that the watch, it can't be paired to a new phone. It has to be unpaired by the person who had it from their phone. It can't be paired to a new phone without doing that first. So at any given time, I have the ability to look it up and see where it is. So run as far as you want with it. You know, Detroit's finest is going to be pulling up on that ass eventually to get it back from you and, you know, take you away in handcuffs or whatever. So I'm not fighting with nobody over no jewelry or accessories or whatever. I'm not doing it, man. Dude got kids. His kids is going out because he wanted to fight over a chain. And I understand part of his motivation because, you know, he trying to be like the guy. He got an image to uphold or whatever. But you got to take ego out of the equation. You worried about there forever being a video out there circling around Facebook because you was on Facebook Live. You worried about a video being out there forever circling around of you getting jacked in real time. Man, it ain't about that shit. Because now, because you wanted to fight for the chain, something that you can always get again. If you a hustler or whatever, the way you making it seem like you are, you can always get that again. But because you want to hold up your image, now your kids, your woman, they talking about you as a memory. And that's really sad. That's really unfortunate. The thing is this: don't crash out over material stuff. If somebody catch you slipping, jewelry, watch, whatever, they got you. Let them have it. They got you. Take the ego out of the equation. They got you. Move more covertly next time. They got you. Do you know how many rappers and entertainers have been robbed for their stuff and they just didn't say nothing about it? They just didn't report it because they was embarrassed of the fact that they got. They just moved on, went and bought something similar to it or something completely different from it. You don't see that chain no more. You don't know what the reason why you don't see that chain no more. You just see they got some new popping shit or whatever, and that's just it. So it's not worth it, y'all. It's never worth it. I mean, RIP to this brother. My condolences go out to his family. Unfortunately, this is just another one of those learning experiences of people just being more cautious when they're in dangerous areas. First thing I wanted to know was, why wasn't he inside of his house or somewhere safe recording this? Why was he sitting in a car so exposed like that, just going on such a rant about some stuff that, in my opinion, really wasn't that pressing to be talking about right now? You know, I'm gonna leave it there though, you guys. Hit me with a like if you like what I do. Hit me with a sub if you like what I do. Hit me in them comments. I'm gonna holler at y'all. Peace.